Happy holidays, everybody. It's Theme Park Avenue. I'm Eric, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic I've wanted to discuss for a little while because I've made my top 25 best roller coasters in the past and top 50 this year. I looked at other people's lists and I found out that not many people have the same opinions as me, and that some of the opinions have changed over the years. So we'll discuss why the opinions of roller coaster enthusiasts constantly change. I'm going to talk about roller coasters that have recently become exceptionally well received compared to previously being called bad, or those that were previously called really, really good that are now called like okay rides and such. In this image, you can see that I'm showing X2 is now considered a really great ride, and Millennium Force is considered really, really okay. And the Beast, don't get me started on that one. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on, and I don't really understand why opinions keep changing. If you see some top 25s from this year compared to last year from certain enthusiasts, you'll see things like Coaster Kids Logan now thinks X2 is like one of the best roller coasters ever, despite thinking it was just a good ride in the past. And things like Steel Vengeance are just very good and not the best. There's a lot of different things changing. I don't really understand why, as I have had very minimal changes from last year compared to this year. Most of the changes came from new rides being really good. Things like Steel Vengeance and Ghost Rider. So, I'm going to discuss this. I don't really understand why these opinions have changed, but I'm going to try to find out by looking at a couple of enthusiasts and a couple of roller coasters that kind of fit this description. We're going to begin by discussing Magnum XL 200. This is a ride that proves that it's not just because rides are getting older that people are disliking them now, because this ride has had more and more respect over the years. It used to be called a great ride, sure, and now, 2014-ish, it was just called a hyper coaster, and now everyone's calling it an awesome airtime-filled ride. So that is interesting. I personally think it's just a decent ride that does not make my top 50. Kings Island's The Beast is another interesting one, as some enthusiasts still think it's a good ride, but no one's calling it a best wooden coaster anymore, and Canada Coaster Fan, he's back by the way, check him out, called this one of the worst roller coasters he's ever been on. I don't understand why, but we're going to look at a few channels to try to understand this better. First off, we have a guy called Richard Reddy. Sorry if I mispronounced it. It could be Reedy, but I'm going with Richard Reddy. So, he, in 2016, called Rugaru the third best roller coaster at Cedar Point. 2018, the ninth best roller coaster. That seems like a really big change. Now, I'm assuming he initially had a smooth ride, and then in 2018, he had the kind of ride that I experienced on Rugaru. So, this is one individual whose opinion changed a lot, but I feel like there are large numbers of enthusiasts whose opinions change on certain roller coasters, and we're going to discuss that a little more next. Ace is the one thing that might prove that these opinions don't really change all that much, as there are 5,500 members of the American Coaster Enthusiasts. And I'm pretty sure I've only seen, at most, top 10 lists and rankings from like 10 of them. And some I've seen that may not be members, but we'll get to that. So I kind of just feel that maybe there aren't as many changes on the overall consensus as I think. There are some roller coasters like Steel Vengeance where that just seems to be called one of the best, but there are others where it does change. And we're going to talk about Steel Vengeance more now. Renowned Coaster Studios, with enthusiast Taylor Bybee, calling Steel Vengeance the best roller coaster he's been on. And I don't blame him, it's my favorite too. Coaster Kids put it at 17. While he's been on many, and this is still probably in the top 10% of roller coasters he's been on, if not like 5 or less, It is much lower than many would expect, but at the same time, this is not a large number of enthusiasts, so maybe these opinions aren't changing as much as I think. Some I follow, like Theme Park Crazy and such, they just call these roller coasters really great. However, Theme Park Crazy never rode Magnum XL 200 until 2017 or something, and he really enjoyed that. So, there are overrated coasters and underrated coasters, but I think it all comes down to people's individual opinions. What they like, who they are, the kinds of things they've ridden, what kind of rides they got, all affect how good the roller coaster is in their mind. But the overall consensus can most come from the Golden Ticket Awards. The Golden Ticket Awards have thousands of enthusiasts who have been on thousands of roller coasters discuss their favorite roller coasters and vote on them. Here you can see that Millennium Force is still called the second best. And this is how it's been for many, many years. Technically only like 3 or 4 because Fury 325 took the crown, but it's always been near the top and hasn't changed that much. So maybe I'm wrong about this and that these opinions don't change as much as I think. Individuals' opinions I have no influence on, and that's just their opinions changing with the kind of experience they get. For example, I really enjoyed Superman Escape from Krypton when I rode it in 2015, but my 2017 revisit, I did not like it at all, and the 2019 one that I'm going to take, we'll find out then. But maybe the key to this is that there are a lot of people out there, and when you see like 10 people agree to an unpopular opinion, that's not necessarily saying that unpopular opinion is taken over. So this has led me to the conclusion that people's opinions will change. It's just a way of life. It all depends on how they ride the roller coaster, who they are, that kind of thing. Personally, a few changes I had were that I enjoyed Valraven a lot less recently than I had in the past. And revisiting Busch Gardens, I didn't really enjoy Kumba as much, and I enjoyed Cheetah Hunt a lot more. And there's just a lot of other rides that I expect to be bad and to turn out great, or I expect to be great and turn out bad. So these opinions change, but it's just a way of human nature. And the overall consensus still remains the same for many major enthusiasts. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, and maybe these opinions don't change quite as much as I thought. Thank you for watching this video. I will be reviewing West Coast Racers very soon, and the main thing in that video is going to be whether it is better than Full Throttle or not. I will see you guys soon.